Alright, welcome back everyone. Here we are, starting up on the 5th and what should be the final day of this build. Got most of our internal stuff done. There's a few bits and bobs to put in yet, but really coming together. I think it really turned out nice with our submarine or whatever that's supposed to be coming in. All our fishies floating around everywhere. This did work on the side to put some fish on the side of our acrylic, so the glue stuck, and it's fairly invisible. If you see it at just the right angle, you can still see the glue, but for the most part, it absorbed right in or faded right in. So really pleased with how that turned out. I think it's going to be a nice little detail. I have to clean up a little bit on the back side of them, but I say so far I'm really enjoying this one. It's a nice, everything's going together nicely, and it's not too much drama on it. Get the switch off there. A little static-y on the seaweed or whatever our thing is. It was grabbing onto our acrylic pretty badly, but that's minor. The treasure chest turned out, I think, looking really good. With all our jewels and gems and pearls and gold in there. Let's see, I'm just sort of looking around. Really I'm really pleased with how this one's turning out. But first things first, like I was saying, the back. I got to do something about the back of these fish here. On the, I'm not artistic enough to actually match the stripes and everything, but I can color the back of the clownfish orange, and the back of the, I think I've been calling it a sunfish, yellow. Just a little, blend it in just a little bit. Not much drama, I hope. Of course, the glare on there you can't really tell, but it got color. For the first markers I bought, these have actually been really good. Yeah, I think they're. I'm sure there's some brand on them, but they're Crafts for All. These, like I say, these have lasted a long time. Of course, I haven't used them as much as I had the little ones either. They're good. These are good for getting the sides and stuff. Mostly the bigger ones, the chisel tips. I say that's sort of blended in a little bit, make it less obvious. There's no back of them. Put y'all back in there. It's a good place as any for them to dry. But with that being done, I'll set this aside because we got to do some construction before we use it again. And I'll tell you that if you're new here, this is what I do. I buy these kits and build them step by step, mostly in real time. You get to see all my successes and all my failures. I hopefully fix those inevitable failures as they come up. I upload daily and just try and have a good time. We're not solving the world's problems, just building silly little models, having a bit of fun. You see any kits or builds or sets you want me to take a shot at, feel free to drop in the comments. I'm always looking at it on my list, and I've got the most intelligent audience in YouTube because y'all provide me with nothing but the best of options. Let's see if I can get zoomed in a little bit more on these guys. It's a little bit far away for, they're not small pieces, but get in and get all the details, hopefully. So it's J2 and J5 are what we're starting with, according to the instructions. I don't think they're just pairs. And so this is going to be our reel-to-reel for our background. Get you all in there. And then, well, Neo's coming back. She's been playing in her litter box lately. I don't know if she's going to use it. It looks like she's going to use it this time. So give her a little break, and I'll be right back. Okay. I'll let her take care of her business. She's getting on up there. Let's see, we're going with, okay, got our arrows pointing down. That's where we want them. So we're going to start working on this end first. Okay. Got E4 goes into the bottom notches. Should we'll press against each other on that. Oh, actually, I think it's already sunk in. Okay. Well, that's probably it. Okay. And we'll take one of our sprockets. On. Make sure it stays in. And another pair of those E4s above it. felt a little more, had a little more substance to it. But then, okay, we got a good clearance on her teeth all the way around, so that's what you really want. It looks like they're pretty parallel. Okay. Now, E7. In here. And I keep sliding apart on them. That's not good. All the way up. Hold you. Let's see, that's the moving part, so I'll grab the non-moving part. And then we put our little cap on there. Okay. Oh. Now maybe that'll hold it together from working on this end. Okay. And then same sort of thing. Lower. Oh. Not much of a, I think that's all the way, there's not much of a recess there for that, and so I think that's what's confusing me. Oh, there's another sprocket. Okay, and it just keeps moving out of place. But this one I should be able to hold down. And I hope they're set up to be uniform, I think. Yeah, they are. Okay, because I'm sure they got to match up. E4s. There. Okay. Okay, so we have 2 of these left, I think. Yeah. So we're supposed to. Okay, are they going? No. They're supposed to stay up here. Okay. Back up here a second. Okay, so we're supposed to actually glue these 2 together. And then they go on the end. And we cap it like we did the top part. Okay, yeah, it finally does say something about glue on these things. On gluing, we're going to be gluing it down to the bottom part there. Okay. Start off the little glue here. We got 4 corners here, so I'll just hit them all. And another line in there. Nope. There we go. Get them lined up. I'll put you on here. Okay. E7 onto that. Cap on there. Not wanting to. Okay, I didn't get. Jiggle and a jiggle and get it on. Down. Okay, that's it, and then We got 4 corners down here, so that's another. And go as far into the corner as I can to get good binding all the way around, hopefully. And just bring you down to there. Set you aside and let gravity do its thing while it dries. J3 and J4, and we got, you know, another way you got the right ones. You got, instead of arrows, you got V's. Got her still pointing down. Oh, another bowl of goodies on this one. Do it this way, so you can push down to hold it in place. Maybe not. Non-toothed one here. And otherwise, same. Other way. I want the one that doesn't take it away from me. And then cap it again. Okay. Got another batch of these guys. Okay, we got 2 separate different kinds on this one. I gotta make sure I pay attention to that. There. Oops, I didn't turn my wax melter on tonight. I think I'm going to need it because I've got a lot of gears here that I haven't waxed up. Grab that right quick. Takes a little bit for it to melt it, but it's generally not too bad. Okay. Now, let's go. There. Okay, this guy. There. Cap it. Broke, just slipped it. Still not. Okay, that's better. And these do. Let's see. That is not what you want. I doubt that's going to work. So, double check that before you put that final cap on. Spin it around and make it line up. No. Okay, so pop that one over 90 degrees. There's a picture telling you to do that, but I didn't think about it until after the fact, of course. Okay, and then get my glue in. I'm just going to go into those corners. Mush it out as it needs to. Yeah, that's a nice thick boy sprocket cog, whatever you want to call it. Okay, put you up there with gravity doing its thing too. And now, part I'm both dreading and excited for. Get our background. And of course I didn't even think to pull these little pieces out, so let me stop here for a minute. I'll get all these little guys out of the way before we even start on this, because I'm sure that's got to get done. Okay, this is going much faster than I thought it would. I thought I was going to do each one individually with like tweezers or something, but they're just put your finger behind it. Most of them are popping right out. Every now and then you get one that's not cooperative. And on a totally unrelated side note, I found out today that Apple has Terminator 2 on sale. Well, it's not on sale, but you can buy it for $4.99, the digital copy. And if you hadn't seen Terminator 2, you need to buy that. It's one of those movies that has all the special effects, but it's like actually still has a story too. So those popped out very well. I got them all over the desk here. They're gathering up easy enough. That's good. I was worried they were going to stick down. Just finding them for months. But they're not that lightweight. Okay. And if I'd thought ahead, I would have put this in a book or something when I started building it so it would be somewhat flat. Hello, Morgan. Okay. I thought she was going to come in and visit with us, but she decided to change her mind. Okay. If I think if it were flat, it would be easier to work with. And to line up without creasing anything, hopefully. Okay, so it's not going to be that because that doesn't line up our holes. That's got to be that way. Look. The picture makes it look like those steps are going to be. I can't tell. Okay. Looks like this one, this side, the right side, is supposed to be on top. Look and see if I got anything to. Hang on, this might do it. I don't know if it'll reach on this or not. Ooh, almost. Okay. Piece of wood then. That's not quite enough. Okay. Our holes to line up. I was trying to get you down first. And the picture the steps line up perfectly. I don't think that's going to happen here. That's got to go way over here. And that's still be too far. Okay. Now, reading the instructions. We're supposed to line up the first 2 holes and the last 2 holes. So, actually I will put this back in there so I can see. So, that. Okay, yeah, the picture didn't line up like it does in the book. But that's where we're supposed to start. And the same thing up here. 2 holes. Do that. Okay, I'll have to do the top part later. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna be tricky. Let's see. I sort of know what I'm doing. Get the tape out and get it ready to go. And just get the tape where it's just short of the holes. So that to there. Should be, yeah, that's going to fit between them. I'm going to take just another smidge off just to make sure. Don't get too, yeah, that gives a little wiggle room there. Okay. And it looks like there's a peeling. And I may have just cut off too much because it looks like we got a tail on this one. That side's not sticky. Okay, that side's a little sticky. Okay. But the tail isn't. Okay, so the glue doesn't actually start till that part right there. So we're still a little bit shorter than I meant to now. Okay. But it goes. Okay, so should be off. That's it. No sticky on there. It's all on here. And I'm gonna get out to get a little more. I think I want to be really close to the edge. Got a little crooked on there, but I'm still behind the 2 holes, so I think I'll be alright on that. That should be okay. And I've got, like I said, a little bit more to play with if I need it. Can patch it up. Okay. I'm still looking for something that's that length, but that not quite as wide, and I'm not seeing anything handy. So back out. Okay. And here we go. So should be just peel this back, and that leaves a little glue residue. There, sort of see it reflecting there. Now, and there. kink in there like that. Okay, yeah, that actually did work out all right. I'm going to do a little friction, heating it up a little bit. Okay. Now we got these guys. And this is what goes over the cap. Over our, yeah. Okay, so this one, yeah, okay, so this is what's going to seal up our seam down here. And clear of our holes. I'll wrap you around. That one's not perfectly aligned, but I hope it's going to be okay. This one looks pretty good. And this one's same thing on the top. I'm going to go check on her. That one doesn't match up quite as good as this one, but clear. Okay, so we got our cylinder there. I think I see what's next. Now on the inside, we got this guy. So, hand fits in there. The hard part's gonna be, yep, lost my grip there. The grip on both sides and where I can see. I think I went crooked. No, I got it. I got it on there, but it got. Yeah, it didn't. Got too far down. Hang on. That's as close as I can get. I'm going to trim this one down a little bit too. So this you can't see inside. And so it's a little bit long there, goes over top of our holes, but let's seal it up there. So let's scissors in there to trim that end off. Get about that much off because that's what I'm able to with my angle. And that sealed up on the inside, on the seam. Yeah, because it's overlapping. Yeah, that feels pretty sturdy. I'm not going to pull too hard, but it doesn't feel like it's going anywhere. Should be able to get that in place. Alright. Now, let's see what's next. Okay, now we're setting this aside because we've got to work on our roof. Which means this guy out and get our blue lights and our little, like I say, the ceiling, and so it's supposed to stick it on the blank area, so the very back. Well, very back. Okay. Stick them off. I think I saw it go. Not too much of it, too deep. Just need the blue part. There it goes. Goes right under the insulation over there. Okay. So we want the wire to go from this side. Okay, so edge to edge. Yeah, that's gonna hang down there, which would be behind our coral reef thing. Okay, so it's going to be our backlight and top light for our little screen there. Okay. Okay. Now, my wax still hasn't melted. And I think I'm going to need that before I start the next step, so I'm going to take a little breather here, and I'll be right back once that gets going. And we are pretty much in the home stretch. I think another 15 or 20 minutes and we'll be good to go. So, be right back with that. Alright, so, get these guys cleaned up quick. Extra pieces out of the way. And, glue and everything should be ready on these guys, because our next bit. A wax encrusted paintbrush melted and going. Okay, so just hit our sprockets, and it's going to be basically bearings on the top and bottom. Drip wax everywhere, but pretty satisfying to clean that up most of the time. Let's see over here. There's a little wax in there. And I feel like I missed a spot there, it looks like. Okay. And just a little. Okay, I'm usually better than that. This paintbrush may be on its last legs of being heated and cooled and heated and cooled. Matter of fact, let me retire that one. I've got some more over here somewhere. Saw them the other day. A little bit smaller, but they might actually be a better deal. Let's see. Don't hold as much, but they should be get into the nooks and crannies tighter. Make less of a mess too. Okay, so should be thoroughly waxed now. Not quite as good as an acrylic peel, but still satisfying. Put that back in the melter. This one. Okay, so now take these guys. We got some little stakes here. Should have. Neo has joined us. She's playing with a dropped swab over there. So one in here. And then one here. Without breaking it, because we do get to break them later. And I think I put them on. These should be mirroring each other, so that's going to be, maybe it'll work. Maybe I can get enough of a, this is basically just a spacer so we can put our little doodad on. I think it's supposed to be both of them. Maybe not. Maybe just one. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong. Maybe it's just right across there to get our spacer in. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, they just gave us two in case you break one putting it in. I'm assuming. Okay, now time to leave this on, and the one with the double sprocket is on the bottom. And then this should go according to the book. Okay, that's not gonna work. That's not even close. Yeah. Can't get it around the sprocket like that. Okay, let's maybe put this on after. This guy in here, and these guys go into our holes. Lining up and lining up. Okay. There's nothing to line up to on this one. This one's just going straight over. So I'm not sure I understand all that. I understand the thought of this thing, but I don't think it'll work for me. You might have better luck. Okay, so I'm just going to do it loosey-goosey. Okay, so here, so let's see here. Let me get these back out. Looks like this one, the plain Jane, goes on this side. That. And this one with all the teeth and everything goes on this side. I don't know why. I guess maybe just stabilizing why they put the teeth on that side too. Let's see, just pop you in there, and okay. Now, what I'm going to do actually, slide it down here. Teeth in place, top and bottom, maybe. And the teeth are, I have to take my word for it, the teeth are in place on our film. Okay, this is where the, okay, I think I see where this is where the spacer mechanism will come in handy, so I'm going to pop you back into here. Let you go home with this. Get this to maybe line up. Get them. Try and get that hole there lined up over there. I'm seated in the. I'm making sure I'm gonna make sure I was seated down in the bottom on that one. Okay, tangled up on our line. Okay. I'm not even worried about getting in the hole if I just get it wedged in there. No, I guess I do need to worry about it getting in the hole then. Okay, I'll try to spin this one. Well, I got access to it on the back side of it. Okay, so you like that. Actually, yeah, okay. Slowly formulating a plan again. Get you in there. Teeth lined up there. There. Gears at the bottom. And hold up that there. Okay. Okay. I'm a little worried about that was going to happen, but if I can just get something to hold it. Nope. Okay, new plan. Bring the roof into play here. Over. Nothing. Sink it in on the front side. And then down here. So that one sort of locks that in place. I've still got a little wiggle room on this side because it's not right down. I missed putting my gold stripe on that side, but just notice that. Right now. Yeah, okay. I'm thinking, looks like I might have put that blue light on backwards. Or maybe not, there's an awful lot of slack here. Okay, so into your situation. And over. Okay, should ease you in. And teeth appear to be in the grooves. I think. Let's give it a test run and see what happens. Okay, as much as I like that mechanism when I put it in, it's not, the lock mechanism isn't working for me. Let's see. Okay. Gonna align. I think out of alignment on my... Okay, so yeah, so that it's not tight enough for those things. I mean, if I wasn't holding it sideways, it'd probably be okay. But got my eye in now. I know what to do. Oop. Just gotta make sure. Start from scratch. Okay, so let me. You guys. Put some of these guys. How's some of these lined up? Top to bottom. I don't think they are actually. Hang on. Yeah, they are. Okay. Because these two are the ones that got to line up, and they're both on the beam. So yeah, okay. Oh, I just gonna make sure I get. Which one? This is the one on the beam. Actually, let me get over here to the seam. That's a good place to line it up. So I can go right next to the seam. Those guys. That should be right. Now I just got to get it in without moving it. Without losing that grip. Okay. And they appear to be sticking in pretty good too. I'm noticing they're staying in the sprocket holes or whatever they are. Okay. Sort of know what I'm doing. Nice. Locked in. I just then with the other one. She really wants some attention. I thought she was okay. That's much better. Yeah. There we go. Now we're cooking. Everything's staying lined up over here. Getting some noise with our. Yeah. A little crinkling, but I think that's it's getting lined up in the holes perfectly every time. Until we got to the seam, but then it straightens back out. Yeah, I don't think I've got it perfectly lined on the, yeah. We're bound it together, but alright, yeah, okay. I think we're cooking now. Except my lock mechanism on my door here. Now, she's hollered a couple of times, let me go check on Morgan, and I'll come back up. And like I said, we're on the tail end of things. We're about to wrap this up. Now Neo's fussing too. Everybody's mad. I'll be right back. Okay, looks like she just wanted to go outside, so I'll let him go out one more time. Okay, so next step, gotta run our wire here, so it's just going in that little notch there, and then into our hooks here, and here, and I think it's supposed to be on this end, but I think I'm going to be, got the hot glue gun, so I'm going to make sure I get it secured where I want it to be, at everything's way. So it's on mine, so it won't already start it up without me. And a little, I want to do more. Get over and pull it tight as I can up here, and that corner. Let's see, yeah, too much heat in this glue gun. I hadn't even hit the trigger yet, and it's going crazy on me. Okay, that's nice and tight there, and out of the way of our joints. And of course, I glued it to my paper. The string's all out of the way here. Okay, that should be good to go on that. Let's see here. So, putting the back on now. Check it, wax everything. Yes, back. Time for the back to go on. So, it's this guy. And before I do that, let me hit that edge with my gold marker. Couple of coats and blend it in just a little bit. Okay, now it's like, let's see. It's not really writing, but that looks like right side up to me. Yeah, and you got the notches on all the way around. Okay, so we're going to be able to have a window in the back too. Okay. And I missed, easier to do before you put the pieces on, since I missed this side. Got the others. Right. In place. Okay. I got a little glue in the way on that one. But it's pretty close. Okay, so you got gonna have the view on the back if we want it. Okay, and now put my fish fell out again, but put them back in. Side panel in place. I guess try and reinstall this lock mechanism. Okay. I have my doubts. Let's see. Module out of the way. Okay. So that done. And actually get my box back out because I got to do more. Got my last of my little decoratives. Got our looks like a whale shark, but it's not proportionally right. Let's see, going like this, and you go in. Okay, it's on, yeah, that side. So, and there, little rays. Over that way. Big one on the top. Little one on the bottom. And these are also supposed to go like, okay. Let's go in our acrylic here. So this goes that. And it's gonna like this, it says something like that. Well, they mesh together, but so sort of been easier if they'd do this first. Let me do 3 or 4 dots on this one. That's a pretty big one. And should have put it on these easier because I know exactly where I'm going with it. Good clearance on the edges. Pressure down, make sure it gets squished out. Can't do it right this time. 1, 3. Maybe a little more than that. Those dots are pretty small. Up here. And that one's barely going to be visible once it's all said and done. And let's set those aside for a minute. And I was supposed to do these last night too, but I forgot I had starfish, so they go wherever you want them over here. Evidently, it's more of those do as you see fit. So I'm going to put one there. Over here on this ledge. I think I'm going to have one standing up in the corner here, just for... They move around so they can be climbing up that reef. Now I can't pick them up. Okay, so here. There. The last one. Hopefully. Stand up there. Alright. And now I'm done with that bit. Let's go on just to mount our power switch. There's no indicator on the back, but it's supposed to be lined up with our compass there, with that compass here. Oh, something like so. I'm going to mark the edge right there, so I know where to put it. And get that last piece of 2-sided tape here. Actually, I guess I can put the tape down. Just mount it onto the... about there. Usually they put a little line or something for you to line up with. I can't mount that till I mount my side back on. I can't mount my side until the whale and the mat is dry. So I'm going, and that'll, oh, I can go ahead and do the peel. Do that. No, I won't do the peel. Do that and put that last piece of acrylic in, and we will be finished up with this thing. So I'm gonna give that a few minutes to dry, or at least get ready to hold in place. And I say, I'll be right back, and we'll wrap this thing up in 5 minutes, maybe. I'm not leaving yet, Neil. Right back. Okay, I think we're ready now. Should be able to button this thing up. It took a little bit longer than I thought to. So, slide you in, back in there, hopefully for the last time. And of course, I'm rubbing on. Okay. The fins were rubbing on our dory up there. So I sort of lifted it up a little bit. It was still pliable enough to go where I wanted to. But there's top part there. Okay. Now, ease all our wiring back into our basement here. And all cooperate. And I just one more touch with the gold marker over here. I guess I just missed that whole side on this one. Okay. We've only got 3 sides on this piece. I used to go a little wider for this part. You guys in, down. Whoop. That doesn't need to be gold. This one does. That needs. No. I think that's it. That's more it. Okay. He's on the side too. Missed. That top one probably could have been a gold. Okay. There. Down. And supposedly, yeah, we got a slot up here for our last little bit of acrylic. Get started. There it goes. This is going to be the good peel here. And just hopefully ease you in without hitting anything as it goes down. And got a nice corner right there. That's definitely a new look for me. I'm not used to, I don't, everyone ever had always had a solid piece. They got that stuff lined up just so on there. I'm very pleased with that. Okay, so let's yeah, I say that needs some work. Okay, I guess maybe I should try and glue it, but on moving parts you don't generally use glue. I don't like it buried down in there. Okay, and if I had some tape, I'd tape it up. Okay. That's irritating. Okay. And ease these down. Does a really good job of lighting up and there's even a little glow at the top too with those blue lights. I just went past the 5-minute mark on this one. Let's see, how's the back look? It's not this bright, and as usual, my camera has better night vision than I do. It's there, but it's not nearly as detailed in person. It's sort of the same thing on this. It looks much brighter on camera than it does in real life. It's a very dim picture back there rolling by. Yeah, that's a really cool little build. I'm glad whoever suggested this, thank you, because it was like I say, I'm really pleased with how it turned out. I mean, come up with music here. Yeah. Got a little whine with the motor. It might have been. I was about to say might use two motors, but that you don't want to have to synchronize those motors where they're running exactly the same. So one motor's the only real way to do it. But yeah, I'm really pleased how that one turned out. Nice, good, like I say, plenty of light on it. That's it. And I like that effect, and definitely like that corner, being able to see straight through like that. That's a unique feature as far as my stuff. I say that. Obviously, got to take points away for that door lock mechanism because that's substandard. Once you start using it, everything goes to pieces. But yeah, I say really can't recommend this one enough. If you see it on sale or you just like it, I say add it to your list and buy it. Cause I wasn't sure about it when I started, but as I go in, yeah, this is a good one. Okay, gone on way too long tonight, but I was short yesterday, so maybe it'll even out. But like always, folks, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, complain, share, do whatever you want to with all of that. Be good to one another, stay safe, and click on a link. There's my channel over there. If you'd like to subscribe, there's my other channel. That's what YouTube thinks you should be watching, and over here is the playlist for this whole build. I'll see you tomorrow.